Look. So at the War Museum in Siem Reap. Still don't buy me. Only $5 entrance. Great bargain. So artillery, shells, guns. So I'm not sure if this was a Republic War Museum or a Khmer War Museum, I'm not sure. But from my research, a lot of the artillery and guns that the Americans and CIA sent over to combat the Khmer Red, Khmer Rouge, got into the hands of the Khmer. A lot again. Same happened in Vietnam. There's always black market money to be made. Helicopters were started only being used in the Vietnam War, and then obviously used in the war with Cambodia. And the Vietnamese don't call it the Vietnam War; they call it the American War. Little brief history into that. Zing, who was in charge of southern Vietnam, very corrupt. Killed a lot of his own people as well, but funded by the CIA. There was Buddhist monks setting themselves on fire in disgust at his regime. And historically, Cambodia and Vietnam never been friends, always at war. As I think you may have heard me say before, Chi Minh City, formerly Saigon, historically always part of Cambodia. And whilst the Khmer Rouge, Khmer Red, wanted help from Cambodia, wanted help from the North Vietnamese, because the Khmer were also fighting the Republic, backed by American southern regime. So yeah. And both the southern Vietnamese and the North Vietnamese were fighting in Cambodia. They only left Cambodia in 1972 because America intensified its fighting, its plan in southern Vietnam. So as you can see, Cambodia on the side of it. So this was the Republic, not Khmer, not Khmer Red. These fought for the government. But again, the problem that occurred is surreal. So went to China. He went to China, met Pol Pot. And King Silville went to China, met Pol Pot, met the Chinese Emperor, met Ho Chi Minh. And it was decided by China that the best way forward for the Cambodian government was to have a joint leadership with the Khmer. At this point, Pol Pot wasn't even number 3 ranked. A little bit of history. I've told you before, the Khmer killed 2 million of their own people. Now the Khmer killed 2 million of their own people. So, although the United Nations and they said the Khmer will never be in charge again, they meant the Khmer political party, the Khmer Red. So what they did is, so with any socialist, communist, they get the backing from the peasants, from the working class, and the propaganda machine goes into overdrive. So from initially having only 6,000 members, the Khmer Rouge quickly got their ranks up to 70,000, taking land from the rich and designating it to the poor. So the landlords would disappear and give land to the peasants. Very attractive to the working class. And what the reason why the Khmer split from the split allegiances from Ho Chi Minh was that the Khmer wanted back Saigon and the southern areas of southern Vietnam. And what they was doing is they were doing raids, killing Vietnamese, and even in border towns, Bong Can. At least 300 Vietnamese civilians died, got killed, massacred. In Phnom Penh, the Vietnamese were killed, beheaded, and thrown dead. Children, women, everybody thrown into the Mekong River to float down. Now Ho Chi Minh, which you might believe is a bad guy, a lot of maybe not. It depends which side of the agenda you listen to. So it was Ho Chi Minh who got fed up of the killings on Po Quoc, the killings in Penang, the killings in Bacan. He got fed up of the Vietnamese being victimized, killed. The Vietnamese were given 72 hours to leave or be dead, and a lot was killed. 300,000 Vietnamese was killed in the war in Cambodia. And nobody was protecting them. Nobody was representing them. And you've got to imagine, over a period of time, the borders have changed so much between Laos, Thailand, Myanmar, Vietnam. So there was always going to be different ethnic groups in different areas. So like there's Lao in Cambodia, there's Lao in Thailand, there's Lao in Vietnam. The same with these Vietnamese who come to work in Cambodia. There's Vietnamese who live in Thailand, up near the Mekong. On the left-hand side of the Mekong, there's still a Vietnamese community there. So these people, they're mixed, they're interbred, they generally got along. Again, it's not the peasants, it's not the poor who have any affiliations with any political parties. Still works. You can feel the death. Even though it didn't happen here, you can feel that somber feeling. You can feel the misery, the pain. Wow. Shells. Landmines. And there's more landmines now in Laos. Even though Laos was never at war, there were more landmines and more bombs dropped in Laos than anywhere else in the world. So these are landmines. Yeah, I'm not going to touch. Guns. The sad reality of war. Shrapnel. So the landmine. So these are landmines and artillery. And the war here only ended in 1985, I believe, or carried on till 1989. The sad reality of war. It's only the poor, it's the poor that suffer the most. And there's still landmines around today. Wow. And us back home. Us back home. We're not that far from war ourselves, are we? This is the reality. We're not that far off war ourselves. How far's Ukraine? We all sit there in this nice little happy environment, ordering his food off online, talking to his friends online. Imagine there's no electricity. Imagine there's no internet. Imagine there's food rationing. Ask yourselves, how would you survive? The things we take for granted today can easily be taken away. Imagine. Imagine. And when you look at what people eat, yeah? Imagine when you're starving. And when you're wondering why people are trying to get to our countries, trying to escape, imagine what they're going through. Imagine what they've escaped to get to where they are. And imagine how you'd feel in the same situation. Imagine. So a nice little walk around the war. This is in Siem Reap. Enjoyable for $5. And it brings you a true reality of war and the consequences. Now the war in Cambodia only ended in the late 80s. America pulled out and left them to it. And Ho Chi Minh only got involved due to the persecution and torture and killing of the Vietnamese. So Ho Chi Minh intervened. Ho Chi Minh did, in a short space of time, what America couldn't. He brought order back to the country. And for all his faults, Ho Chi Minh united Vietnam. United Vietnam. Ho Chi Minh got rid of the Khmer Red. Rid Cambodia of Khmer Red and the persecution of its own people. Ho Chi Minh modernized Vietnam. Modernized Vietnam, the infrastructure to the Vietnam it is today. And even though it's under the communist banner, well, I don't believe it is. It's a capitalist country with great investment, great opportunities for everybody.